Good Monday morning, everyone. Well, it's officially winter here. It was freezing overnight and now it's about 41 degrees and it's cold. I took my scarf out, I took all of my long sleeve things out because it's really cold this morning. But it's beautiful because now the trees and nature get an opportunity to just be able to rest for a while. So this weekend I've had an interesting journey with the Lord. I found myself just complaining about things that I really shouldn't need to complain about. And so one of the ways the Holy Spirit talks to me is you get this repetitive thought. And I kept on thinking, you need to work on your mindset. You need to work on your mindset. So I went, okay, right. I've learned to follow those little prompts. So I said, okay, Lord, I'll work on my mindset. Tell me what to do. And so I just searched on my computer because I'm forever learning and keeping things. I've had so much education over the years. I'm constantly looking to be teachable and adaptable, to be transformed by the renewing of my mind. So I did a search on my laptop for mindset, and I came up with some teaching on the millionaire mindset. And as I was watching this through, so one of the things that you do is you follow the little breadcrumbs that the Holy Spirit leads, right? So I must have gone through about 10-15 points in this teaching that I was watching, but one of them really stuck out to me. And so when something sticks out to you like that, you concentrate on it. And so the one that stuck out to me was on taking ownership of our lives. And I thought, Lord, that really hits home. What do you have to say about it? So when something sticks out to you, then you just stop and you ask Jesus questions. So I asked him questions and I said, what is it? Where am I not taking ownership? How can I take more ownership? What does that look like? And I realized that I had been listening to stories. I'd been telling myself stories in my head that weren't true, that were based on past events or things that I felt guilty about or slighted by or self-pity, things like that. And I'd been letting those stories be the ones that played over and over again in my head. And I went, Lord, I get it. That's why I'm living the way I'm living, because those are the thoughts that I'm letting run around in my head, right? So what can I do instead? So I know that there's always such power in the word. And I said, Lord, will you show me what it is that I'm believing that's a lie, and then show me the truth in the word. So I sat down just with some little cards, because I love to make visual reminders for myself to help myself to remember. And I sat down with some cards, and all the scriptures that came to my mind, I'd sit and I go and look at them. I love the amplified version of the Bible. It just amplifies and explains things a bit better. So I sat and I wrote down the truths from the Amplified Bible, all of these verses, just verse after verse after verse that came to my mind. And I've written them out on little cards. And now I have and they're small enough that I can carry around with me. So now I get to carry them around with me and remind myself of the truth instead. So in my quiet time this morning, I took out some of those cards. I said, Lord, what is the truth that you really want me to concentrate on today? And Matthew 5:16 came to light, Matthew 5:15 and 16. And so I was just reading them over, and then you just turn them over in your mind. That's what it means to meditate on the word. So I said, Lord, what do you mean? What does this look like? How do we walk this out? How do I walk it out? How do I help others to walk it out? And it's the most beautiful process of replacing the head trash and the self-pity stories with the truth story of what the word actually has to say, right? What God has to say about us. And it's the most beautiful thing that happens. This is how we're transformed by the renewing of our mind, right? By Romans 12:1, as we surrender ourselves and say, Lord, thank you, teach me, show me, help me to believe the truth instead of the lies. And then we're transformed by the renewing of our mind. And I feel so much more powerful today. I feel so much more happy with life and having the ability to partner with the Holy Spirit. Let him help me today. Let him lead me and guide me. I feel hopeful. I feel I'm reminded of God's faithfulness, that he's doing things that I can't even imagine, just because of this exercise of being able to hear what Holy Spirit's saying, something that's repeated, then go with something that's highlighted, ask him questions, write it out, act on it, and then live it out. So that's the encouragement I want to give you today, is to take ownership of your walk, to take ownership of your life, ownership of today. What is the adventure that Jesus is inviting you on today? And take ownership of it and go, Lord, I want to believe the truth. I want to hear what you have to say. I'm going to take all that heaven is offering me today, Holy Spirit, all that you're offering to walk with me through, and we are going to live out your purposes today. It's the coolest way to be. So that's the adventure that Jesus is inviting you on today. Will you accept?